Hi everyone, you might have watched one of my recent videos in which I drew Cloud from Final Fantasy VII in the 10 minute, 1 minute, 10-second video challenge. This week I'm going to try and redeem that because it turned out absolutely awful by drawing a different character from Final Fantasy VII. So let's hope this one turns out a little bit better. So I'm going to get straight into it. So this is my third 10 minute, 1 minute, 10-second art challenge video. Normally I leave the 10 minutes in real time and I just talk over it. But because the last one didn't turn out so well, I figured this time I would give it my full attention, I would concentrate on it properly whilst recording and not worry about recording the voiceover until afterwards. And I think it actually did work a little bit. The problem is, you will see when I actually started recording the 1 minute and 10-second one, I also kind of forgot to talk a bit compared to what I was planning. In the Cloud video I made a week or two ago, it did not look good at all. And I think that one of the main reasons was because I did a pretty terrible job on the face, especially the eyes. And whilst at this point this one isn't looking too good either, I did manage to spend a little bit longer on the face, especially the eyes, and I felt like once I got those right, the whole piece looked a lot better. The last one looked more like a child had drawn it. It does mean that I think I got like to the halfway point and I'd only just finished the face. Well, I probably shouldn't say finished because I would normally spend a lot longer on it, but in terms of a 10-minute challenge, I had finished it. 5 minutes on the face is probably way too much, and it did mean that I didn't really get very far with the body, and I didn't get to put any shading in there either, and I feel like when I add shading to my pieces, it makes them look much better. So I would have really liked to have done that, but as I mentioned in the Cloud video as well, I think that trying to draw a full character like this, where you can see the head all the way down to the feet, is a little bit difficult to do in 10 minutes. Even if you were a really advanced artist, I feel like it would be quite a challenge. So again, I probably should have picked something a little bit simpler. But I was determined to get this one a little bit better than last week's. So I just searched for Tiffa Lockheart on Google Images. Obviously I haven't made this design up or anything like that. This is the sort of standard, I don't know if you'd call it concept artwork for her, but it's the artwork for her. So it's a little bit of a manga kind of style, which is pretty cool. There is obviously the more realistic version from the new upcoming remake of Final Fantasy VII, which I'm super excited for, but I definitely didn't want to try and draw a realistic character within 10 minutes. Imagine how the 10-second version of that would have looked. But yeah, I am curious to know if any of you guys have played Final Fantasy VII. And if so, are any of you buying the new remake? So far, Final Fantasy 9 and 10 were my favourite. I didn't play 7, but because they announced the remake, I decided I may as well hold off and get that instead. Anyway, back to the drawing. I am using a biro on this. If any of you watched my Baby Yoda video on the 10-minute challenge, you'll know that I actually tried it in pencil, and it just didn't show up very well on camera. And it's a shame for me because I prefer working in pencil. I feel like my ability is a little bit better to draw with a pencil, especially compared to something like a biro. Even though they are very similar in a lot of ways, but yeah, I figured this would show up much better on camera. And you'll notice that I'm well into the last half now of the 10 minutes, and I'm only just really starting to block in body parts, so the arms and things like that. The shape of them is not overly good, but at this point, with how long I had left, I just wanted to get anything in there so that she wasn't a floating head. I do quite enjoy these 10 minute, 1 minute, 10-second video challenges. I'm curious to know if any of you guys have given them a go too, or if you have a video on them, I'd love to see that. But they are genuinely quite nerve-wracking to do, which sounds ridiculous, but they are. Because you know it's not going to turn out amazing in that length of time, and you are putting yourself out there for quite a lot of criticism. I feel like the clothes that this character wears are quite iconic for anyone who has ever seen fan art of this character online before, so that's why I thought it'd be a pretty cool one to do. I was hoping it wouldn't need too much detail to at least be recognisable. Now, compared to Cloud, she doesn't have like a giant sword or anything, which obviously helps making him much more recognisable, but I still think I managed to pull this one off a lot better than the last one at least. Again, I would have definitely loved to have put some shading in though. You'll notice I had to cut her hair off a little bit as well. I couldn't quite fit it all in. In fact, I think I ended up cutting her feet off as well. It's more because I was running out of time, and out of everything, This seemed like the least important feature to put in this video. So I'm afraid this version of her is more like a pirate with wooden legs. You'll probably see as well I didn't give her legs very good shape at all. This was because I was within the last minute. I just wanted to get anything down to get it as finished as I could. You can definitely tell that the face is a lot more detailed than the rest of the body, but I think that actually helped it a lot. Also, I didn't realise at the time, but my face looks hilarious in the bottom right corner sometimes. Every time I look at the screen to look at the reference I've got loaded up, for some reason I look really shocked. It's genuinely pretty funny, but my image was loaded up right by my webcam. That's why it looks like I am looking at the webcam in shock. In those last 10 seconds there, I literally tried to just not shade it, but throw in some tone to the hair so that she's not got white hair. And now we're going to go back to real-time recording. Okay, 10-minute one done. So that's actually looking not problem-free, but much better than my last attempt. So I'm going to go straight into the 1 minute version once I have my timer right. Let's go straight for this. 1 minute. Okay, so this time I did it a little bit different. I didn't talk when I did the first one, so I was about to start without doing that again. I don't know why I've just put in her boobs on this. That's a priority over other things apparently. Let's see what we can do. To be honest, I did in the last one this same thing where I actually end up sort of copying the reference of the last one that I've drawn, more so than actually looking at the reference on camera, which I probably should do. I don't know if this is cheating or if this is absolutely fine. Definitely not going to attempt to put the eyes in this though, because that would just be asking for trouble. Can't decide what to work on next. 9 seconds left. Should probably give her an arm. That would help. 2 seconds. Okay. You know, let me set this up for 10 seconds. I don't even know if you really need a timer for this, but I'm going to do it anyway. Put my phone there so you can actually see it. One final look at the reference before I start, as if that's going to help much. Go. Okay, again, I forgot to kind of talk with this because I put a separate voiceover at the beginning. I tried to get in her hair there last second. This beautiful bit here. Yeah, that's some nice hair. She's only got one strand there, so she's quite bald. Okay, so I'm going to hold this up to the camera a little bit. So 10-minute version there. Compared to my cloud video, that is actually genuinely pretty good because I spent the first half actually making the face look good, which is definitely where the first video went wrong and it looked like a 5-year-old had drawn it. The 1 minute version, as I always say, as much as you can maybe expect to get in 1 minute. I'm not exactly proud of it, but I'm not that fussed. 10-second one, well, we got the pose. I don't think we could get much else in 10 seconds. And that lovely strand of hair as well. More like Gollum or something. But yeah, no, I'm actually pretty happy with the 10-minute one on that. For me at least, I would say I have redeemed the terrible cloud one that I put up a week or 2 ago. So if you haven't watched that already, I'll put a link in the description box below and at the end of the video. Definitely check that out. So that's it guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure you hit the thumbs up button and leave me a comment below. Let me know which video you preferred of the two. I'm hoping you're going to say this one. And make sure you subscribe for more content. Thanks for watching everyone.